Oh my gosh.
It doesn't.
It smells like ammonia.
Yeah. Do you want one?
Sure. Oh boy, you are one ballsy dude.
Food is the only thing that will leave its essence both on your palate as well as in your memory. It makes you remember the places you have only been to once. Whether the food is delicious or not will give you the ultimate déjà vu experience anytime a scent lingers around your nose. For food lovers, there is also a bubbling wish to try every kind of delicacy on the planet. Andrew Zimmern, an American chef, a television and radio celebrity, director, producer, businessman, and a food critic, was the most daring guy of his time to try each and every bizarre food around the world. He set the stage for all other food eaters that would come after him. We covered some of his most daring challenges before. If you would like to watch, you can click the link here. Also, if you didn't watch part 1 of this video, you definitely should check it out. It was a screamer. So, let's look at the bizarre foods that not even the legendary Andrew Zimmern could finish, part 2. The World Food is a small channel growing with your help. We can't say how very appreciative we are to have you tune into our content. Thank you so much for your support. Back to the show. Oatmeal. It is hilarious, but the Michelin chef and the fabulously pro diner cannot eat oatmeal. On the show Bizarre Foods, Andrew Zimmern was invited to dine in with an American family in the countryside. Everything was going smooth. Andrew's taste buds were having the experience of a lifetime until the little daughter of the house grabbed a bowl of walnut oatmeal. Walnut and oatmeal are the only normal foods that Andrew hates. Out of all the foods he hates, walnuts stand on the top. Walnut oatmeal would therefore be the worst of the worst. The food adventurer who ate tarantulas without fear couldn't fathom the taste of walnut oatmeal. When he told the family that he cannot stand the walnut oatmeal, the reaction was undoubtedly side-splitting. Andrew, however, did not refuse the meal. He just took a very small taste of the oatmeal, just to not seem rude. Cheese-flavored ice cream. Exotic foods find their way to the platter. Most of the bizarre foods you might have known will be the fermented ones or the raw ones. For example, the raw meat of snakes. But it's the sweet things that can be really messed up. Andrew Zimmern can easily sip on sheep's blood and eat the placenta of a cow, claiming it is buttery, creamy, and nutty. But tasting this snack of the Philippines was just too crazy for him. Andrew Zimmern was surprised to see the vendors around the streets of the Philippines selling ice cream scoops in a bun. This piqued his culinary curiosity. To his surprise, the flavors were as bizarre as the idea of eating ice cream in a bun. Cheese, ham, and any other pickled meat you can think of was made into ice cream. When the vendor served him the ice cream bun, he was not surprised by the taste at all. Spitting it out, he just wasn't feeling it. He asked random people to know if they actually enjoyed this weird snack. He did not get the answer he wanted. The people loved the snack. Coconut worms. The Philippines has got one of the most daring and weird cuisines with an intense layer of fresh, herby spices. After the cheese and ham ice cream bun, Andrew Zimmern and his team got invited to a traditional restaurant reflecting the primitive cuisines of the Filipinos. The rear of the hotel kitchen gave Andrew a mere idea of what was going to be on his platter, and he knew that this was going to be a cracking ride. The appetizer was some fried leaves known for treating your headache, stomachache, and other pains except the heartache. Psych! Well, the leaves tasted quite like a medicine, according to Andrew. Then there came the next dish on the menu, the soup. This soup was made from the gonads and butt meat of the cow. According to Andrew, it was the broth that saved the soup from ending up in the trash can.
The good part of it is your broth. The broth is really good.
But it was the prized delicacy that Zimmern would flail at. Coconut worms are considered an intense delicacy. Eating the worm is pretty simple. You're supposed to remove the head and then chow it down like any ordinary gummy bear. Zimmern did his best, but it just wasn't good enough. The intestinal fluid of the worm was a bitter mixture of coconut bark and worm digestive enzyme. Andrew struggled with this meal, and he will never forget the taste. Salmon eggs. Traveling through the coldest state of the United States, Alaska, Andrew Zimmern knew that when you live in such a cold place, preservation and fermentation would be the chief flavoring agents. In Alaska, anything that can be caught can be fermented. From jellyfish, salmon, moose, bears, bison, and even puffins. After trying and enjoying some fermented sheep and fried dried salmon, he went on to try the fermented salmon eggs, commonly known as the stinky eggs. The fresh, immature salmon eggs are rinsed and mixed with some mature eggs. They're put into a jar, a handful of salt and sugar is added, and the eggs just sit and rot for 2 to 7 days. The pig eggs after fermentation turned into brown, slimy fluid-holding capsules with a rancid smell. That's the name, stinky eggs. Andrew said that the smell and texture was worse than the fermented shark he had in Iceland. He did not take another bite of the dish. He also added that with due respect, this is the craziest thing he had ever eaten in his life. Now that, my friends, is truly a compliment coming from Zimmern. Fermented shark, Hakarl. The team of the popular television show, Bizarre Foods with Andrew Zimmern, landed on the scenic land of Iceland. But the prestigious chef was not here to just enjoy the scenery. He was in the land of fire and water to enjoy the exotic flavors and delicacies of the terrain. He was there to see what Iceland could contribute to the list of bizarre foods. Far away from the urban area of Iceland, Zimmern and the crew ventured to the coastline. There lies one of the most exotic specialties Iceland could offer, the fermented Greenland shark. The sharks in the cold waters off the coast of Iceland are caught. The raw meat of these sharks is not edible. It is very poisonous. In the past, people who tried the shark's fresh meat were found vomiting blood. This is the reason the Icelanders ferment the raw shark for 2 to 3 months. Fermentation and then drying causes the meat to release all the toxins and shrink respectively. You can smell it for miles wherever the sharks have been fermenting. It has an intensely gross smell. Andrew just had 2 pieces of the shark, and that was enough for him. According to the research, this item is on the top list of foods which Andrew does not recommend you try, and I think we're pretty sure to take his advice. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to support us by subscribing to our channel and clicking the like button. We really appreciate it.